the sons and daughters of the soul. We are resilient and forever forward-thinking. We ask for nothing else than the opportunity to live and to create the lives that we were meant to live. We want nothing but an equal chance at options and possibilities. The same possibilities and options to live out our potential as our fellow man. We want to be heard, understood, and expressive in our reality. We are the future. We are the creative. We are here.
World Financial Group offers entrepreneurs from all backgrounds the opportunity to start their own business on a level playing field. Dr. Yana Woodhouse, receiving the WCM Wall Street Pioneer Award by the United Black Wall Street of America, Inc., is one of those entrepreneurs.
I see WFG and TFA as a place where African Americans with an entrepreneurial mindset can flourish. And the bonus, we help families and serve the communities across the country.
To learn more about us, go to worldfinancialgroup.com.
Hello, and welcome once again. It is your guy, your dressed down CEO, coming to you live again from my hometown, Yonkers, New York. I love this place. I am so happy to be back home doing the thing that I love the most, which is teaching, which is giving that knowledge, which is passing it on, giving it back to the community, knowing that these are perilous times. We are living in some of the most redonkulous times that I've ever, and I said, yes, redonkulous, ridiculous, whatever, however you want to put it, potato, it doesn't really matter. We are living in perilous times, and we're going to have to help each other out. It's just that simple. We're going to have to help each other get to that next level. And if we don't, we're going to only pass off what our forefathers, what their vision was, what our ancestors, what their vision was. We're only going to just give it away to other individuals who have a completely different outlook on what they think this country should be. And I don't believe that we're just going to give up and give in like that. And if you are, then what are you doing? What is it worth to you? What more do I have to do to you to help you get to that understanding that you can't just give up? You can't just give up. You can't just give up. You can't just give in. You can't let these things happen that are currently going on. But if you are, please tell me, email me, call me. It doesn't matter. Just do something. Go to my website, put in a request, and let's just talk. If that's what most of you need to understand how we get all of us on the same accord, then do that. But as I told you, my name is Tyrone Glover. I'm the dressed down CEO of Leverage Credit Recovery. And this is Tuesday. This is where we give you, the consumer, where we give you, the individual, the stranger, the passerby, where we give you this golden nuggets, gold information, where you can just take it to wherever level you want to take it to. It's completely up to you. And before I get started, I always have to say, thank you, Father, for always allowing me to do what I do. And if you did not, please give him that shout out, give him that thank you, because just being able to wake up should be more than enough for all of us. Just being able to say, "Ooh, I got another day." And I'm always grateful for it. And as always, if you haven't, please do me that justice by going out there, grabbing that device, telling everybody, come on, that guy's on again. He's on. He's doing what he does always, which is attempt to give you more financial information that's going to get you to that next level. And tonight we're going to be talking about something that I think is really important, because the rich and the wealthy are constantly talking about us. So I think we should flip the script a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about them. And if we apply some of those principles, I'm almost certain that we can achieve the same outcomes. We just got to want it. We got to want it more than those who are offering it to us. And I'm offering it to you. This is an educational understanding where you, the individual sitting there, and thank you so much for doing that, because Tuesdays you could be doing something else, but I appreciate it. Thank you that you're sitting there and you're wondering, how do I get out of this situation that I'm in, or this concern that has been bothering me for the longest time? What and how do I and where can I begin to find some answers? Well, definitely Soul City Network. Soul City Network. If you haven't, please, by all means, definitely pass this word out. Also, Dr. Yana B. Woodhouse. Dr. Yana B. Woodhouse. Dr. Yana B. Woodhouse. Access Wealth Nation. Okay. Same time spot, Thursdays, Access Wealth Nation. I'm telling you, I'm giving you just a fraction of what Dr. Yana B. Woodhouse would be giving you on her show. I'm giving you the base. I'm giving you that what do we call it? I'm giving you the foundation. Because again, every solid structure has a solid foundation, and I'm giving you that foundation, and this is through your credit. But we could talk about other things. But as I stated, go ahead and send that out. Tell people that you are on with that guy again. Show is on. We are live, and I love being able to do this live, because this is what's so good about doing this live. This is what the fun about doing this live is, that you get to see everything. I want you to feel exactly every word coming out of my mouth, because it's that important to me. It's that important to me that I want you to understand. I want you to see my emotions. I want you to feel everything that's coming from this visual, because it's that important to me that you understand. You're going to be able to do what you want to do, but you're going to need some guidance. You're going to need some coaching. Look at all of these baseball teams that just succeeded in their next milestone to that ultimate title, which is the World Series. Look at all of these athletes that have excelled in so many different arenas. I mean, just look at that. They all have coaches. And when it comes to our finances, we're going to need someone who understands it a little bit more than we do. Not to take over. I don't want to take over your finances. I got enough with dealing with my own. Trust me. I want to make sure that you can. I want to make sure that you can get to that next understanding. And you're going to need a coach. You're going to need somebody who can help you walk you through those necessary understandings. It's just that simple. And if you're at 600, you should be at 700. If you're at 700, you should be at 800. If you're at 800, you should be at 850. Okay, it's just that simple. Rich get rich, poor get poor, because of the fact that we're not applying the mindset. That's all it is, a mindset. And today we're going to be talking about that. But go ahead, send it out to everybody that you know. Tell them we are live. And in a few seconds, we are going to jump right into those PowerPoints and get it going. But again, I always thank you. I thank everybody for doing and always just showing that love, showing that respect. For me, it's just another day where I get to do what I truly enjoy, and that's doing this. I enjoyed my day teaching kids. We taught math, we taught science. Excuse me, not science. We taught social studies. We talked about Native Americans, and we talked about Benjamin Franklin. Oh, it's not just all about the Benjis, but Benjamin Franklin did some stuff. Benjamin Franklin did some stuff. At the age of 10, Benjamin Franklin dropped out of school. Yes, shocking. Our forefathers were just as young and what's that word I'm looking for? Entrepreneurial as we are today. And he went out and did some amazing things. Again, dropped out of high school at 10. Dropped out of school at age 10. My apologies, not high school. But again, let's jump on into it. Thank you, everybody. Let's get this show on the road. So again, our recovery depends on what we do now. It depends on what we as a nation. This is the United States of America. No matter how divided we may seem right now, this is still the United States of America. So come on, people, let's get our acts together. Leverage credit recovery. All right, so we're going to be talking about rich versus wealthy, and I hope you can see this image on the screen. Yeah, there we go, rich versus wealthy. So let's take a look at the net worth of both of these individuals, because they look similar to in color, hairstyle. So these have got to be the same two individuals. But let's take a look at their net worth. All right, one has a $17,000 net worth, and the other one has a 1.9 net worth. But you can see already just from this small comparison what the difference is. And I'm not going to highlight it because you can already see it. You can see how a rich person is living and how a wealthy person is living. And it's just, again, a mindset. Once you understand the mindset, you start understanding the behaviors and you start applying those behaviors. And the next thing you know, boom, it's all in play. And you can still acquire and still do all of the things that this country has promised you. It may not keep its promises, but you keep your promise to you. And this is my promise to you, that I'm going to always be here as long as it takes, as long as it needs for you to gain that knowledge. And you got to want it. I'm telling you, you got to want it more than I. And once you do, you'll start benefiting. You'll start seeing that growth. You'll start walking in a whole different understanding about your entire life. All right, so rich versus wealthy. What's the key difference between the two? Being rich has to do with showing off your money through material objects. And again, this is not knocking anyone. This is not, oh my God, shaming or whatever other adjectives that we describe each other with. This has nothing to do with that. This is to highlight some of the understandings that's going to change some of the ways in which we think about money. That's all it is. It's just going to change. You can still go out and do what you want to do, but you know I'm a credit guy. You know that right now. You know I'm a credit guy. If you've ever watched this show or has been a lifelonger like myself, I'm a credit guy. So I'm going to teach you how to get what you want, whether you're rich or whether you're wealthy, at that same understanding of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4%. Tops. Rich people, wealthy people are probably already doing it. Rich people, I wouldn't say they're not doing it, but I'm going to say that they have some questionable credit understandings. Just that simple. Being rich could mean you are massively in debt. Being wealthy, on the other hand, means you have a positive, and we'll be talking a little bit more about that positive net worth, which gives you the time to do the things you want to do. And there it is right there. You're going to see that come up again. Time. What is more important to you? What is it? Where you think you can make the most of your money? In fact, being rich could mean you are in debt. And there are two kinds of debt. Please remember that. Two kinds. There's good debt and then there's bad debt. And the bad debt is the debt that we want gone. But it also plays a role. It also has a purpose. But again, if you don't understand your money's working hard for somebody else. And it should be working hard for you. Most people who are rich spend more than they earn. And if you've read any budgeting articles, then you would know that to become rich or wealthy, you need to spend less than you earn. To build a positive net worth equals spending less than earn. Just that simple. That carrot right there, alligator, for all my kids, alligator, when the alligator's mouth is closed towards you, that means what? Less. And when it's open in the opposite direction, then that means obviously that's where you're doing more. So it's really simple to understand. All right. We got to spend less, earn more. And I know it's challenging in these particular times to earn more. How do we earn more, Mr. Glover? You keep talking about earning more. Well, how about this? If you stop applying for credit cards that you know you're not going to get, then you wouldn't take a ding on your credit. So there's another earning possibility. If you were to not apply for credit cards, get them, and then settle for a 24% interest rate, that would save you. If you would not go out, now I'm on my third if you were not to go out and buy a car at 18 and 19 and 20%, and you can get it at 2 or 3%, again, the earnings are there. It's just the time that needs to be spent to get to where the earnings are going to not necessarily equate equally. It's never going to be that. This country was not built on making sure that 70% of the population was not going to have the same equity as the other 30%. So it's really important. This is not about bashing, smashing, degrading, making anyone feel lesser than, or we need to go after the rich, or we need to go after the wealthy. No, it ain't got nothing to do with that. This has to do with a mindset. Change the mindset, earn the living that you want. Earn it. Just that simple. Earn it. Whether you do it with a minimum wage job, which I'm hoping by God we get to where we need to be with that, and it's going to take some time. But in the meantime, you're going to need a coach, and you're going to need somebody who doesn't mind helping you change that mindset. All right. Here's a story that I kind of found on the internet, and I thought it was really, really interesting. A teenager met one of his parents' friends, and that friend was a former baseball star. When he was playing baseball, he was around 30 years old, earning about $4 million a year, considered one of the next rising superstars. Then an ankle injury put him out of the game, and he was forced to retire at 34. Now, this was 6 years ago. He's now 40. He and his wife were driving $200,000 Ferraris, living in $3 million mansions, earning about $30,000 on a lawnmower business. They even went out and bought their 16-year-old daughter a $60,000 car that she crashed in 1 week. And now what? They are broke massively. And they will have to file for bankruptcy. You cannot build wealth if you spend more than you earn. It's just that simple. It's not going to happen. You can't build wealth if you spend more than you earn. If you do not believe this personal story, check out the many other celebrities which have rich lifestyles but ended up worse than they were prior to. Now, again, these statistics, these individuals some of them are long gone, and rest in peace for those who are. But to the other ones, again, no shaming, no blaming, no calling out. This has nothing to do with that. This is just to, again, show you what a mindset can do to you. And then once you get a coach, once you get somebody who can walk you through all of these particulars, guess what happens? You can find yourself back in that wealth understanding, but further along than you probably could have, than you were prior to. You're going to make those mistakes, and it's best to make those mistakes early on than making those mistakes later in life. You're never too old, and it's never too late. So the long lost, the greatest Michael Jackson. Now he had a whopping $10 million a year to operate his Neverland Ranch. And he was $400 million in debt. That's a GDP of some countries, okay? That's one person. Lindsay Lohan, partying, addictions, caused Lindsay to file for bankruptcy in 2012. Again, I like some of the shows that she did. I appreciate her sense of humor and her comedy. It was cool, but again, poor money management. Mike Tyson, we all knew Mike. Everybody who knew anything about anything knew Mike. Mike was slaying him. And in my opinion, I'm that old and I can say what I want to say about whomever I want to say it about, as long as I'm not doing it in a nasty way. Mike, once Costamado passed, that was it. Mike kind of got a little off here, a little off there, but I'm so happy that he's back where he is, and he's seeming like he's doing good for himself, so keep it up. But poor money management, $23 million in debt. And then 50 Cent, again, 50, hands down, one of the greatest, will always be one of the greatest, got some good shows out there. I'm not into that type of television viewership, but hey, he's doing his thing. He's making it happen for himself, and I'm sure that even excessive spending put him in $32 million worth of debt. Those are numbers that, are almost unimaginable for all of us. And it's sad to say that, yes, we're going to use others' shortcomings to help us understand, do we have to go this route, or can we maybe branch off and take another route? We can. It's just that simple. It's just that easy. It's just that simple. What does it mean to be wealthy? If you want to achieve financial freedom, then chances are that you will want to become wealthy. That's it. Wealth has everything to do with your most precious asset, time. Time. Becoming wealthy means you have time to do the things you want to do, time to spend with the people you love, time to learn about the things you want to learn about. Seems pretty easy to me. Time. And you got to make money for that time. And there's a lot of ways to make money for that time. And the one thing that it will come up and you'll see is assets. We're not even nowhere near investing in this in the manner in which we should be investing. But I'm getting ahead, putting the cart before the horse. And I think I got to slow it down. So let's keep going here. When you are wealthy, you are not living paycheck to paycheck. Instead, when you are wealthy, you can decide when and where you want to work because you have the luxury of just walking away if you don't enjoy the job. That's it. If you are wealthy, you have a large net wealth. Yeah, you have a large net worth. So let's keep going. So what is net worth? There it is. What is net worth? The definition. Your net worth defines how much you own assets versus how much you owe liabilities. And I tell this to my kids all the time in school. They always look at me like, what does that mean, Mr. Glover? What does that mean? I say, I keep telling you every day, you're either an asset, meaning you are generating something, or you're a liability. You're just taking. Which one are we? Are we assets or are we liabilities? That's the first thing you have to decide about yourself too. And then now, how do we get these assets? That's going to come up in other shows. I'm going to tell you about every asset class that you should have in your portfolio. And if you don't know what a portfolio is, you definitely must get with me. You definitely should be sending me an email. You definitely should be talking to Dr. Yana B on Soul City Network. I'm telling you, these vocabulary terms are something that we should be talking about and our kids should be talking about. So your net worth equals assets minus liabilities. Assets minus liabilities. These coins and what else is out there? You got the cryptos and you got the foreign exchanges and you got all of these new asset classes. I'm telling you right now, yes, you're going to have to figure out how you manage these understandings. Getting with the Dr. Yana B. Woodhouse is going to make it definitely. And I know I keep bringing that up, but she ties very well into this segment. She ties so well into this segment. I wish I had her on today. All right. So to become wealthy, you want to amass a positive net worth. If you are wealthy, then you likely have a large net worth, spend less than you earn, want to build a long-term wealth, or unstated. All right. AKA don't own the flashy lifestyle. So understated. My apologies. You're understated. All right. Understated. Yes. I was a flight attendant for United Airlines. And one of the coolest jobs in the whole wide world because you get to fly all over the world. I mean, literally all over the world. All over the world. I missed the Olympics that one year and I was so disappointed that I missed it. I speak fluent German, so I was one of the candidates that could have actually got that flight to go there, and it was a beautiful trip. But long story short, we would see individuals in first class, and I'd be like, what? I mean, literally, like shingles or what? I'm serious. That's how I would be. I would be sitting there like, wow, this is crazy. I mean, because there was, again, nothing against these folks, nicest people in the whole wide world, but flip-flops and shorts. And but it's their lifestyle. They can choose and travel how they want to. Has nothing to do with that. Nothing. So that's what I mean by, or that's what's meant by this are understated. They're not walking around here flash and in the bling bling and everything else. No. But if that's the lifestyle that one chooses, that's perfectly fine. Just make sure that you're getting it at a reasonable understanding, especially if you're buying it like that. That means the person who is more or less supplying you with your goods, they must be getting it at whoppingly low prices. So make sure that you are you're getting a return on that flash. All right. So wealthy people focus on income producing assets because they buy time. A home buys time. Income producing assets buys time. Think about it. When you own income-producing assets and earn positive income, even when you sleep, you'll have all the time in the world to do what you want. Even when you sleep. Now, I've heard that before, earning money in your sleep. And I've actually seen it and done it myself. And it's pretty cool to do, I have to tell you. But I'm not nowhere near where I should be. Nowhere near. But this is what's the beauty of this understanding of being able to coach individuals on the same wavelength, on the same understanding that we are here. And it's great to be able to go out and search up all this information, put it all together in PowerPoint, and deliver it in the manner that I hope makes some sense. And I hope you all are walking away with opportunities. That's all this is, recommendations and opportunities. You have to want it more than, and I'm going to say it all the time, more than those who are delivering it to you. So that's why wealthy people often diversify their assets through real estate investing. Owning stuff. You got to own property. I know it's been taken away from us, and we've never really had that understanding of how we even can own. There's a lot of stuff out there on the internet and on the YouTubes and everywhere in that regards. But again, start somewhere. Get an interest in something. You're going to have to own these asset classes. It's just that simple. Stock market. They keep saying how bad the stock market is, and I'm someone who's not an avid. I'm a novice, I guess you could say, and I believe that's a new person, just dabbling in the intros into trading. And I've had some success and I've had some failures, but the part that really is so fascinating is that I'm discovering this at 55, just turned 56. Happy birthday to me, July 14th. And it's so mind-boggling that it never really dawned on me to do this prior to. I've always had these types of investments that I've had other people managing, but still, it was mind-boggling that a year and a half ago, I'm now completely in a whole different realm of what really should be happening with my money when I'm giving that money to others. And I'm not saying remove everything away from others. No, if there's some return on that investment, then obviously you want to keep that there. But if you can see that return is not really a return, because again, think about the percentages. And that's what we all should be really kind of putting a lot of focus to. What percentage am I really getting back? I'm giving somebody 100% of my understanding. And what percentage are they giving me back? 2 and 3%, that doesn't add up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've had a conversation with multiple individuals about, oh, well, they have to do this and they have to do that and they have to do this. I'm sorry. We live in an age where it's technical advances. And you mean to tell me I'm going to give you 100% of my assets and you're going to give me back in return 2 and 3 and 4%? Then what are you making? What are you taking? Are you getting the same 2 and 3 and all the rest is going towards what? Cost? It's going towards other elements that don't add up. And if they are, I need a breakdown. And everybody should be asking these questions about their 401ks, about their 403bs, about whatever other asset classes that you have, that you're, again, 100% of your, shall we say, your situations are in these variables there that you clearly do not and might not understand the total percentage value of what's going where. So it's just something to think about. Again, don't jump and go, oh my God, this guy on the news, I mean, not on the news, but on the show, he said all of these crazy things and no, please don't freak out. As I tell my students, don't freak out. This is information. This is to help you navigate through. Ask those questions. Put down on a piece of paper, a pen and pad. Have it every time you watch this show, because I'm sparking the questions for you. I hope I'm making you really start think about, wait a minute here. You know what? Yeah, this is all starting to make sense now. And that's what we do. That's what I do every single Tuesday, is put it together, put it in a context that really makes sense to our average individual, to that person who is poor, who's, again, don't take these words as if this is your life. You're poor because of the disadvantages that this country has more or less produced. They have not lived up to their expectation of us citizens. You're middle class because, again, the situations in which this country has placed you, has put you in this particular understanding. You're rich because you had more advantages. Bottom line, and you're wealthy because that has been passed on from one to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. It's just that simple. I broke it down just that easy. All right. So don't take this personal. Don't make it personal, because, well, take that back. Make it personable. Make it personal to the fact that you want to do better, but don't make it personal at another individual or asset class, because that's not going to help. It's not going to make it help. They didn't do anything to you. This was all done prior to you. Okay, just that simple. All right, tips. If you want to build long-term wealth, then your best bet is to build a business. If there is a shortcut to becoming wealthy, it has to do with building a business. Just that simple. To become wealthy, you have to amass, the same understanding. The most important part about this, my apologies, is the fact that if you want to become wealthy, you're going to have to build a business. You're going to have to build a business. And that's the fun part about doing what I do right here. 66% of the millionaires own their own business. 66% of millionaires own their own business. All right, that's nice. That's a nice number. That's a really nice number. So that means there's about 34% still out there achieving and wanting, and that's okay. That is okay. And our job here is to help you get to that next level. Just that simple. You want what we want. What we want is to help you get to that next level. It's just that simple. We're going to have to help each other. So check out here a list of some of the businesses or individuals that have started their own business. A business will pay you income, likely for the rest of your life, and your income earning potentials is virtually unlimited since you are your own boss. In fact, the majority of wealthy people in the world are business owners. Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk. I know I'm pulling out all of these big wigs who are multi-gazillionaires, but again, they started just like we started. If I'm not mistaken, Warren Buffett didn't earn his billions until he was in his 50s. Okay, again, I don't agree with all of these businesses as far as not paying their taxes and getting away and circumventing or understating the laws when it comes to, but it's, again, the principle of what business should be doing for people, not what individuals are doing to people. I have a disdain for Facebook, complete and utter. But again, it allows for us to present our platform, for us to do what we need to do. And it's great in that manner. But what they do is obviously their best practices. They again, check it out, help them. They can only help themselves. But we're talking about business owners, Bill Gates, Larry Ellison. Okay, so there's a bunch more out there, but you can see business owners. All right, chances are you won't see Warren Buffett, approaching you with a gold chain necklace, gold rings, and a $300,000 Lamborghini. In fact, Warren Buffett is known as a frugal billionaire. Frugal means that someone who spends almost nearly nothing, lives in the same house in Nebraska, which he first bought back in 1958. Again, lifestyle, mindset. Even Warren Buffett splurges on $3.89 for McDonald's. At the drive-thru. I love this guy. Again, that humbleness. And he's a ruthless businessman. Not saying he's ruthless that he undercuts or does, but he's a businessman. He does what he needs to do to keep that passive income or that positive income coming in all the time. Businessman. He, I'm sure, is not making it personal. I'm probably sure in his earlier stages, maybe he did. But again, nothing against him, nothing for him. My job is to convey to you a lifestyle, an understanding of how you can decide what do you want to do. And it's always going to go back to what I always teach and what I always talk about, which is that credit. All right. I'm sure each and every single one of those from that previous list, they have excellent, if not stellar credit. They themselves, along with their businesses. All right. So true wealth is health, freedom, and relationships. In the end, it's important to realize money buys you time. which ultimately gives you freedom and happiness. The bottom line, being wealthy means you have the positive net worth. You spend less than you earn, and you have the time to do what you want to do in your life. So there is a difference between being rich and being wealthy. The difference between being rich and wealthy has to do with time, freedom, and sustainability. A wealthy person has built sustainability, long-term wealth, which buys them time and freedom to do what they want to do. A rich person's money often does not last very long. A rich person often goes into massive debt because they're flashy, glamorous lifestyle. Some earning $80,000 can be wealthier than some earning $500,000. Right? It all comes down to how you spend your money, how much debt you build, and how much money you save. So here we are, rich versus wealthy. All right, so the rich often live in debt. So this is not where you want to be, but again, often live in debt. Why would a rich person live in debt? That means that they clearly probably don't understand their credit, and they have amassed, again, a lot of cash, and they're thinking, oh, wow, hey, I got all this cash, so let me buy everything in cash. Not very smart. So you're really not thinking like a business person. Earns a lot of money, as I just said. So there's just money, money, money going in. And you're not investing. You're not diversifying. You're just getting all this money. It's going into your bank account. And you got somebody who's probably not really looking out for your best interest. Lives a flashy lifestyle. That's what you choose. And I do hope that you are putting this on a credit card that's got the lowest of interest rates. And if you're not, then you as a rich person definitely need to be talking to somebody who's on this program, on this particular show, me, myself, or you need to be chiming into Soul City. Because I'm telling you right now, if you live a flashy lifestyle and you're paying everything top dollar, I'm only going to laugh at you because that's all I can actually do at this particular moment. Does not save money. Why? Why? Because you don't have proper money management. Just that simple. You're just spending. And eventually that spending of your hard-earned cash is going to run out. What did that last second one say? Spends a lot of money. You can't save if you're only spending. You can't save if you're spending. You can't put nothing away if you're spending it all. Buys depreciating assets. So what you're buying doesn't even have the potential of even growing outside that purchase. And we, in that understanding, constantly, we do it to ourselves. The purchase is not the win. The purchase is not the win. I keep saying that over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Over and over and over and over. Just because you buy something from somebody who's marked it up doesn't mean that you have made a purchase that is a windfall. No. It doesn't work that way. Now, again, business 101. If I buy a pair of shoes and I'm looking for a great pair of shoes, so I'm going to look for those shoes that has the comfort, that give me that support, that sole. And if I can wear them shoes 3 and 4 and 5 years, that's the windfall. Absolutely. But the way technology is today, that shoe is probably going to last about maybe 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, depending on what type of terrain and circumstances that I use that shoe for. So again, it all depends on that windfall. What if it pops the first or the second day? I've had shoes that do that. Yeah, again, I'm talking more specific about Nike because they use that air understanding. So again, if the shoe doesn't last at least the time frame in which you purchased it for, and multiply that by your by the purchase price times the whatever. Again, there's multiple ways in which you can figure out whether or not that shoe is going to be a cost windfall for you. But over the long run, it's not. It's not. You're going to get it dirty. Somebody's going to step on it. You're not going to wear it again. So 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, you're out buying another pair of shoes. Spends a lot of money. Buys depreciating assets. Spends to impress others. hand raised, because I was that type of a person. I'm now a frugal buyer. TJ Maxx, Marshalls, love them. I buy everything at 70, 80% off and still look like a millionaire. Why? Because I've been in the retail game for 20 years. I know what the markups are. I know that women's clothes get marked up almost 3 weeks, every 3 weeks, 4 weeks, tops. And when they do those markdowns are not really markdowns. Come on now. What? They're writing off the markdowns that they mark down to you so they can make sure that they get their money back from IRS. Stop. We've been played. And all I'm trying to do, not trying, but all I'm doing is giving you information that's going to help you in the long run. Not prepared for long term. It's just that simple. Not prepared. We can't keep living like this. We cannot. And that's something that rich folks are doing. So just imagine what poor folks are doing. Barely getting by, barely making it. But we do make it. And that's the most impressive part. Poor and middle class people. You might think that you are in the worst conditions ever, but you have the greatest of opportunities ever as well. The greatest of opportunities. You just got to want it. And I can tell you right now, there's somebody talking to you right now that wants it just as bad as you, and I'm willing to do whatever it's necessary. Getting out there to vote in 2022, my apologies, getting out there to vote in 2024. And that's another topic that we're definitely going to be touching on because, again, it's our money. As G.J. Whitworth says, it's my money and I want it now. But I want us to do better with our money because our money is going to change the way our politics is actually functioning. But like I said, that's a topic for another day. So the wealthy, building long-term wealth, buying appreciating assets, meaning they're growing. Those assets are growing, depreciating, appreciating. Typically does not have debt. And if they do, probably that much. Because like I said, there's good debt and then there's bad debt. Owning a home is bad debt, but it's good debt because you're in debt when you own a home. Now, if it's paid off, you're obviously in good debt. But even going through the process of being a homeowner is still good debt, but bad debt. And that's the funniest part about that, a double-edged sword. Lives well below their means. Now, again, for the poor and the middle class, this means understanding has been stolen. The narrative of this means understanding has been stolen by those who don't want to do their job, mainly Congress, living above their means. Your means have never been sufficiently met, so you can't live above something that has never been properly met. It's just that simple. So let's get off that. Let's stop having individuals hijack narratives and make it about themselves, about what they can't do. Constitution still says we the people, and our elected officials have not done. They have made themselves into the rich category and also into the wealthy category by telling us, oh, we can't do for you. But again, topic for a different day. Lives as understated lifestyles, okay? So lives an understated lifestyle, meaning not flash, not all of the bling and all of the rings and all of the, but again, if that's what you choose, I do hope that you're getting it at that must be 0, 1, 2, and 3%. If you're doing that and you're diversifying and you're still doing all of the things that you want to do, praise be to you. Absolutely. May earn less than the rich. And that's okay because the way that they're using that money, they're using that money and that time. Using that money and that time. That time is always being constantly, well, you can't really get back the time. You can't even regenerate the time, but they're making the most out of that time. Spends not to impress others. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. You can still dress like $1 million and do it for it. Again, if some of you went shopping with me, you'd probably think, wow, this guy is really a cheapie. But it's not about being cheap. I still get what I want to get, and I know how to put it together splendidly. If you want to see, go to my Instagram page, and there you'll find all of my my outfits of the week, actually. So, yes, check out my Instagram page. And saves and invest on percents of income. All right, so they save and invest a percentage of their income. We'll get to that too. All right, so we're about 15 more minutes into it. If there's some questions that do pop up, I hope everybody is really getting the gist of what this program is for today. This is not, again, it's not to make anyone feel lesser than. It's not to make anyone feel like they're on cloud 900. It's to make you understand that you're going to have to do something if you want what you want. And what we want of you is to have a lifestyle that allows for you and those who you support to be able to generate and create wealth. It's just that simple. It's identifying some of the horrors that rich people do to now implementing some of those horrors that will make and take us to that next level, which is creating wealth. And it's a mindset. I've said it earlier. It's a mindset. If you are truly wealthy, then then your money will serve a specific purpose. For me, money serves the following purpose: saving enough for a sustainable lifestyle, save enough to retire, save enough to live without money worries. Those are the three things that mean to me, at least to me. All right. I would say that these three purposes are pretty good. Reasons why we are so diligent when it comes to saving and investing money. We save over just 70% of our income. All right. So 70% of our income is going into other assets. And as I stated, yes, this is over the last year and a half. Prior to that, there was much, much less than that. Much, much less than that. I almost didn't have what I almost didn't have what I had when I was in the military. That's where I was. When I got out of the military, met my wife, we put a little bit here and a little bit there. When I got out and came back to the States, I almost completely stopped everything. These are investments that have been ongoing for many moons because I myself didn't have the proper money management. And now, in my 50s, I'm finally realizing, oh my God, did I just waste a lot of my life? No. I enjoyed all of my life, and I'm going to enjoy it even more with all of the knowledge and the understanding that I've now amassed over the last couple of years, which just is studying, actually not studying, but just in depth in personal finances, this in depth in credit understandings and misunderstandings by Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. Purposeful, just being immersed in the advocacy and the activism of poor people and middle-class people, and for them not having that voice that they should, when 70% of us are in that category. It's mind-boggling to me. It's mind-boggling that we are in search certain understandings, and all we got to do is now want it more. No, rich people spend a lot of money and often go into debt. Wealthy people, on the other hand, spend less than they earn and invest, save their money to build long-term sustainable wealth. And that's all I'm saying right there. We have to think about how we're spending our money. All right, wealthy people typically build their wealth by investing in real estate or by investing in the stock market. If you don't know how to do that, if you are unsure how to do that, I'm just the foundation guy. I'm going to get you to that point where, meaning your credit, I'm going to make sure that your credit is stellar. I'm going to make sure that before you get into any investment opportunities, that foundation for those walls that you're going to be erecting, that's going to hold that ceiling. My job is to make that for you without question. And then we pass you right off to my mentor, someone who's taught me about investing and has led me down that path. And I'm still waiting for us to sit down to even go further down that path, Dr. Yana B. Now, you saw her advertisement earlier, or her promo earlier. Again, recipient of the Tulsa Award that they just had just past summer. Again, you got to be doing something when the founding fathers of creating wealth. I mean, that opportunity that was there, we've done it before and we can do it again. And I'm so pleased to always be able to mention her in that context. We got what we need. You just got to want it more than we do. So, how to become wealthy? 7-step guide. Save and invest 20 to 30%. All right, save and invest. Save, I'm not too crazy about saving. I'll tell you more about the reasons why, about the savings part. But if you are saving it, great. Just make sure, again, looking at the percentages of the return. Investments are the exact same thing. There's a lot of high yield investments out there that are paying very, very good. But again, be strategic, risk management. Don't invest more than you can potentially afford to lose. But that's why you go out and you seek those who understand it far better than you, and definitely far better than I. I'm a credit guy, but I'm going to tell you some of the things that you're definitely going to need to obviously fulfill that portfolio. Invest as much as early as possible. Don't wait until you're 56. Okay, don't. I'm now catching up, but I'm so good at what I do, it's going to be easy for me to catch up. Easy. And I'm not feeling not one bit of regret to the past. The past is the past. I can't keep going back, revisiting my past, wondering how come and why. We'll be still singing the same old Negro spirituals because we have not overcome. Oh, yes, you have overcome. You have. I'm sorry. I'm going to put it out there to every single Black person who sings it every Sunday or wherever event they go to where they're talking about we shall overcome. We've overcome. We have to now go out and do that work. Just that simple. Foster close family and friend relationships. This one for me is the biggest right here. Something wrong within the Black household, something wrong within that Black family structure. Something is desperately wrong. And I'm not here to preach to nobody. I'm not here to coach nobody on their family doings. This is your family. This is how you and you and you communicate within that household, but you got to fix it. You got to correct it. You got to make it, mend it. If you're still carrying around old 1900 dirt stuff, then again, you're not going to, even if you think that those pearly gates are going to be waiting for you, it's not. They're not. So mend those relationships, foster these understandings, because once we do, the power of our money will speak volumes, and it will change every one of these circumstances that we have going on right now. I'm telling you for a fact, it's just that simple. Pay off high interest debt. Focus on long-term goals. Long-term goals. You can have those short investments, opportunities as well. That's going to pay off. That's going to be able to take some of that money because there's a lot of payoff right now. I'm telling you, these coins and alternative opportunities, there's a lot of things going on. And as I stated before, don't leave that 100%, but think about what return you're getting on that 100%. And can I take 5, maybe 7, maybe even as much as 10% and put that into those other asset classes that are paying out? And I'm telling you, you're going to see some major returns, Stop buying stuff you don't need. I haven't bought a pair of shoes in 3 months? And that's pretty good for me. And I already have more than enough. So again, I know my addictions and I know my habits, and I've reduced them significantly. And I've also put all of my purchasing onto my credit building purchasing items. So if you don't know, now you know. If you're purchasing with cash and debit, you're not building anything. All right, and increase your income. Increase your income through your credit. Again, 24% on a credit card that you could have for 0. Or that you could have for 2 or 3%. That's how you're going to increase your income. We're going to wait for Congress to do what it needs to do. And I heard Bank of America was starting people off at $20 an hour. Could be wrong as far as the dollar amount. But somebody, if I am, please send me an email. Shoot me back what the actual amount is. But they're up in that 20s. There's a couple of others that are starting their employees out at 15, I think, throughout New York State. If I'm not mistaken, it is. So there are, again, opportunities where the income is still increasing, and we understand that increased income also means increased prices. You'll never be able to catch up, but at least it gives you a little bit more, I'm not even saying security because it's still an illusion that it's real security when really it's not. But it'll give you a better understanding. Hey, I got a little bit more. can I do some more with it? You can. You definitely can. You definitely can. All right. So if you went from 7 or 8 or 9 to 10 or 10 to 11 to 12 to 15, again, there's opportunities there. And all this is about is making sure that you can see the opportunities. Rich can be wealthy. Wealthy is just stratosphere. But again, those steps are still there if you want them. All right. So the path to becoming wealthy is not easy. And it will certainly take time, energy, and effort to build your family's wealth. But it is absolutely worth it. As you build your wealth, remember to focus on your long-term objectives. Focus on why you are building your wealth. My why is the youth within my family. As you build your wealth, you'll likely start to notice a shift in your mindset, your behavior, and your actions, which will help you move closer to your financial goals. Saving money is limiting. Earning money is limitless. All right? Pretty simple to understand. Saving money is limiting. Earning money is limitless. Wealth is nothing more than a mindset. All right? Wealthy is the ability to fully experience life. And I just wanted to leave you with that. And I want to thank everybody as always. Thank you for giving me the time. This is one of my greatest moments of the day, the 6 o'clock block where I get to come and talk to you. And I want you to now talk to us. Please come on. What are you waiting for? You know you need this information. You know it would be very, very helpful to you. Check out your assets. Check out those income opportunities that you might not be really putting a lot of emphasis into. If you need some help, we're here. You can shoot me something on the website. My apologies. At leveragecreditrecovery.com. You can hit me up on my email, leveragecreditrecovery@gmail.com, or just shoot me a text, 805-428-9424. As I stated, one of the best moments of the day is being able to come out and talk to you guys, knowing the importance of what we do. And for me, as I stated all the time, I'm excited to do this. I look forward to Tuesdays because it allows for me to, again, leaving already an educational mindset when I'm dealing with my kids. And it's always a great understanding. I was with second graders today, one of the coolest grades to ever be with. And being able to transition that from the teaching our youth to now moving into the area of informing our adults. I'm an all-around want-to-do guy. I'm a person who believes in our country. I'm definitely someone who believes in our communities of color. Just that simple. We have more availability to do the things that we want to do if we just think 2 or 3 times as hard as we spend our money. If we take it to that next level, if we bring ourselves to that next level of just viewing shows like this, taking that time to, again, view Dr. Yana B on Thursdays, Access Wealth Nation. If we take that time to send those emails out, send those invites out, there are experts out there in fields that could help you, that could literally take you and yours to that next level. You got to want it more than those who are delivering it. And there are a lot of shows out there. I'm not going to take nothing away from any of those shows, nothing, but hold each other accountable. I hold myself accountable to high standards. I hold my clients accountable to making sure that the documents that I need or the information that I need to be able to get back to them with the proper results, I hold them accountable. They hold me accountable. It's just about holding each other accountable. And now, come this midterm, 2022, we have to hold these next elected officials coming into office accountable. In this general election that's coming up in 2024, we have to hold these individuals accountable. No matter what R does, we have to be out there and do our part. No matter what R does, we have to go out there and do our part. America, thank you very much. Much appreciated. Again, my name is Tyrone Glover. I'm the CEO of Leverage Credit Recovery. It is a pleasure, as always. Thank you very much. Be safe, social distance, wear that mask, keep you and yours safe. Mandate, 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 mandate. I'm for it. Peace, America. Be safe.
We are the sons and daughters of the soul. We are resilient and forever forward thinking. We ask for nothing else than the opportunity to live and to create the lives that we were meant to live. We want nothing but an equal chance at options and possibilities. The same possibilities and options to live out our potential as our fellow man. We want to be heard, understood, and expressive in our reality. We are the future. We are the creative. We are here.
World Financial Group offers entrepreneurs from all backgrounds the opportunity to start their own business on a level playing field. Dr. Yana Woodhouse, receiving the WCM Wall Street Pioneer Award by the United Black Wall Street of America, Inc., is one of those entrepreneurs.
I see WFG and TFA as a place where African Americans with an entrepreneurial mindset can flourish. And the bonus, we help families and serve the communities across the country.
To learn more about us, go to worldfinancialgroup.com.